Hi there, I'm Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare and welcome back to In the Mix. Well, I thought I'd just slow things down a little bit and give you a little product selection 101, in particular when we're speaking about cleansers. A question that is often asked is there's lots of different types of textures of cleansers, and how do I know the difference between them, and when would I pick one, and how will I know if I even like it? So I think it's really great to go through some simple basics. And then we have three basic styles of cleansing. We have oil cleansers, which I've talked about quite a bit because I love them. Then we have gel cleansers, and then we also have cream cleansers. I'm sure there's a few who try to have different versions of cleansers. Sometimes there's really super heavy type cream cleansers, but just for the sake of today, we're just gonna break it down to three separate, very basics, and how would you use them. So oil cleansers, generally as it says, is an oil cleanser. So it's a cleanser that is made up of oil. And it could be a blend of multiple different kinds of oils to be beneficial. But generally speaking, oil cleansers are really effective for all skin types. I do find that those who have a lot of dry skin tend to really love to reach for an oil cleanser because it really does leave the skin incredibly hydrated. It feels somewhat moisturized when you're finished, and it doesn't live like that super tight feeling that they might have, that maybe someone who's got more oilier skin would appreciate. On the other side of it though, oil cleansers are fantastic for those people who have oily skin. There's this whole science around oil for oil, so they actually work really well together. So if you do have oily skin, and I particularly start thinking, oily skin tends to be really dehydrated. So we can have a lot of this oiliness, but then we can sometimes look a little bit flaky in weird places because the skin looks a bit drier. So it has this really interesting texture to it. And I mean blemish-free oily skin, okay? So you can have blemishes as well. That's a bit of a different subject and maybe a different choice. But I'm just thinking straight up, solid, oily skin. You just saturate a little more oil. I know some people might go, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but I'll tell you the secret. Oily skin tend to age better, okay? So there is an advantage there for sure. So you might want to consider using an oil cleanser to add a little bit of extra oils onto the skin to really maybe maintain and delay a little bit longer. But again, oil cleansers are very effective for people who are really, really dry, but also incredibly well for those who are oily. And I just popped over because it's the one we have. It's our beautiful Stone Crop Cleansing Oil. How do you use cleansing oils though? This is another question that's asked. You literally just a couple of pumps. And the key is you don't need to wet the face, which is also wonderful. It's almost like waterless, really. And you could apply it on and just massage it into the skin, and you're gonna see how that oil just grabs onto everything and lifts everything off the skin so beautifully that you could just wipe it off or rinse at sink or use a warm wet towel. So all three methods will work just fine. Now, the next one is, what about gel cleansers? So you can see there's actually quite a bit of a consistency change here. And gel cleansers, I really do find they're a nice way to introduce a cleanser to your skin, especially if you're in your adolescent years. So if you are a teenager and you are looking at getting a cleanser for yourself, I really think gel cleansers are an excellent way to go. They also sometimes do a light, not a foam per se, but they kind of lather a little bit more gently. So they give you that kind of clean, super duper clean feeling if that is what you're looking for. So most oily skin types really like to have a super scrubby dub clean feeling. So gel cleansers are really effective for them, or for you. I guess you could talk to you directly. And then you can find gel cleansers that come in many different forms. They have multi-purpose as well. In this case, Stone Crop Gel Wash. I just reached for this one today because I know that everyone can use it and it's a beautiful introduction. So let's say if I'm really going to give you some skin types, let's go with oily to combination skin types. Grab yourself a gel-based cleanser. And then the last one, it's cream-based cleansers. I would suggest that if you are more oily skin type, you probably want to not use a cream cleanser. It might feel too weighted because they are more moisturizing, meaning there's more oil content into them, generally speaking, in the formulation, along with other emollients and effects put together. So this is going to be a little bit more heavy duty. I grabbed the coconut milk cleanser, well, for many reasons. Who doesn't like coconut? But also, I live in a climate that's not super sunny and tropical, so it's a nice way for me to take a vacation is to use my coconut milk cleanser. But milk cleansers are excellent also to lift makeup off. Oil cleansers will do the same, but cream cleansers do a really nice way to do it, to lift off, and they're really great for removing any eye makeup as well. So you could do a double cleanse for the eye area using a cream-based cleanser. So that's a nice, simple, basic 101 on how you can get started in selecting the best cleansing method for you and the type of cleanser you want to use. So we had oil cleansers, we had gel cleansers, and we have cream cleansers. So if you want to learn more about all those, pop down over to our website. We have a slew of them for you to choose from. And then of course, that's all I have for you today. So thank you so much again for popping in and saying hello at In the Mix. I am Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare. And of course, if you want to see more of these, don't forget to hit the notification bell and of course, subscribe to our channel. And I will see you next time.